But first, Nigeria's biggest airline, Air Peace, is fighting back, demanding a full government investigation into Tuesday's violent union picketing, which the airline says caused them over 2 billion naira in financial losses and left thousands of passengers stranded. Now, speaking at a press conference in Lagos on Wednesday, Air Peace Chief Operating Officer Oluwatoyin Olajide slammed the unions, saying that their action violated a subsisting federal high court judgment from April of 2024, which declared it unlawful for unions to coerce Air Peace employees into membership against their will. Let's watch.
Gentlemen of the press, fellow Nigerians, and the world at large, what happened yesterday was a flagrant disrespect and disregard of extant laws and the subsisting judgment of the Federal High Court of Nigeria obtained on the 26th day of April 2024 by the staff and employees of Air Peace against the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, the Trade Union Congress, the TUC, NOATE, the Inspector General of Police, and all other unions. The judgment declared that it is unlawful and unconstitutional for this union to threaten the employees of Air Peace through coercion of their employers, Air Peace Limited, whether directly or indirectly, including through their officers, servants, agents, privies, or any other third party, or however, to seek to impose membership of the union upon the employees against their will. I have here with me the set judgments that I just read out. That was obtained by the employee of Air Peace, April 2024. And I have the extract of the judgment here. If you looked at these judgments, you can see here, this happened on Friday, the 26th day of April 2024, before His Lordship, the Honorable Justice Akintayo Aluko, Judge. The court also granted an order of perpetual injunction against the unions restraining from harassing the employees of Air Peace by any means at their places of work or any other place, and to refrain from causing or instigating any breach of the peace likely to occasion harm to the staff and employer of any threats to their lives and property of Air Peace. The court also ordered the police to ensure compliance with this judgment throughout the Federation. We must state clearly that these appalling disruptive activities of the union members simply violated ICAO and NCAS security regulations. In simple terms, it's an act of unlawful interference, and it is punishable under the extant aviation regulations. Our position is therefore unequivocal. Our employees have the constitutional right to choose. Our passengers have the constitutional right to travel. And Air Peace has the right to operate without unlawful interference. We therefore call on the federal government, the security agencies, the airport authorities, and aviation regulators to please conduct a thorough and independent investigation into yesterday's unacceptable events.
Now, Olajide also revealed that a female Air Peace employee was left bleeding and bruised after being physically assaulted by union members, warning that those involved could face restrictions on flying or arrests abroad, and that airports are sensitive national assets where this kind of violence must never happen with impunity. But the question remains, if a federal high court judgment from 2024 already restrains unions from harassing Air Peace staff and 98% of Nigerian airlines have no unions, why was only one airline targeted with violence that violated both the Constitution and a court order? Now, the federal government, the NCAA, airport authorities, and security agencies have all been called to investigate this incident, and it has to be done urgently. Nigeria's aviation industry is way too important to allow this to become a precedent. And Dr. Abati, I'll come to you on this story, as I also say good morning and welcome back to the morning show. Missed you, but good to have you back.
Thank you.
Ayo, good morning. Good to see you as always, and Rufai, always good to see you. Dr. Abati, I mean,
two issues here put up by the protesters who disrupted the operations of Air Peace. first 5% ticket sales tax, which they claim that Airpeace was not paying. And the position of Airpeace is that the man in charge of, I think it's NACA, right? Has already made him, that's Captain Najomo. NCAA, I'm trying to refer to Captain Najomo. Had already said the various airlines involved have been complying with the directives given by the NCAA. However, the question from Airpeace is that why is it that it's only Airpeace that is being targeted when even the relevant authority has made it clear that there's no infraction in that regard, that they have compliance? That's the first question. The second question has to be the disruptors of the operation now saying that staff of Airpeace are not being allowed to join the union. In this case, NUATE, the National Union of Air Transport Employees, NUATE. And the Airpeace defense is now strictly a question of law. That on 26 April 2024, this same matter had been determined by the Court of Justice Aluko, Federal High Court, Lagos Judicial Division. Now, the matter was filed by two staff of Airpeace, Ugoji and Udaya. Those are the names. Yeah, okay, that's it on the screen. And they were the applicants on behalf of themselves and other employees of Airpeace. And then, of course, the respondents were NUATE, the Nigerian Labour Congress, and also the Inspector General of Police. And the Honorable Justice Aluko, looked at this within the purview of fundamental rights enforcement. Mm-hmm. And it is the right of every individual to have the freedom of association, freedom of assembly, Section 40. And that if you were to look at the law, there's nothing that talks about compulsion. If it is a freedom of association, then you have the right to associate freely. The learned justice quoted Okoro for case and also quoted the Trade Union Act to say that there can be no compulsion. And on the basis of that, found in favor of the applicants and awarded damages of 200,000 naira at that time, right, against the respondents. Mm-hmm. So the third issue is that Airpeace has a court judgment in its favor. So what can Airpeace do where the other party has refused to obey the court of law, where there is no evidence that matter is on appeal or that there is any pending appeal? So it will mean that the applicants, in this case NUATE, decided to disobey the law. Right. So Airpeace should go back to the court and charge those parties for contempt, because it's contempt of law, and insist on the enforcement of the fundamental human rights of the persons. But I think the issue here is about consent, right? About willing decision, about the fact that you cannot compel people to join an association. Right. That is what should be tested for that in the court of law. And this is without prejudice. Right. That workers are entitled to collective bargaining. Yes. That they are, entitled to joining a union of their choice. But what the basic point is that this cannot be compulsory. Exactly. The other leg of it is what international rules state. Right. The basic thing in aviation is safety. When you disrupt the operation of an airline, you raise safety issues. Yes. And, apart from that, Airpeace says they've lost 2 billion naira. Which is so significant. But also think in terms of the agony that passengers and customers suffered. Exactly. And then there was assault involved. The affected persons can also sue for assault. Exactly. Asking for unionism does not extend to your to you taking the law into your hands and assaulting innocent people who are just doing a basic day's work. Right, exactly. Thank you, Doctor. I mean, there's so many layers to the story. I don't know, Ayo, if you have maybe a quick 20-second comment since you were here when the story first broke yesterday. Just, your thoughts on this. Airpeace
has come out with an official position and stated the facts and showed the documents that we're able to display on screen, and we expect a response from the NCAA. From yesterday, I talked about the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, because we cannot continue to see a targeting of a particular airline. And I still say that we cannot affect private business owners in Nigeria in such an embarrassingly obvious way where others are watching. And so I hope that we'll get to the bottom of this. And because let me tell you something, not only did they lose business yesterday, they would have to also refund from those people who had to take alternative modes of transportation. So that's a double loss for them. So I hope that, you know, this will be fully addressed, and I cannot even say for compensation.
Absolutely.
But let us prevent things like this from happening again.
Very good points. I mean, these are Nigerian businesses that we're talking about at the end of the day. But from business, let's now shift to politics.